Hey all, Zelden here from Fragsoc. So I just spent a bit of time just now recording a nice video for it and found out it didn't actually save. So I'm just going to go over everything that I sort of covered in that and show you the features, but sadly I've not got any of the actual the crafting going on. So for that you can just always remember to use this system here and just do the referencing, etc. So example, one of the things I build in here is a farm. You can find that, press R and it will show you how to make it. So yeah, but I'm just going to go across a lot of machines on this video, sort of show a few of them, how they all work. Hopefully it will give you an insight and some ideas on what to go with. So one of the first things I've got here is a rubber tree farm as such, and all I'm doing here is planting these rubber trees, saplings, hitting with the bone meal and getting the trees. Following that, I'm going around with the tree sapling I showed in the first video, get the rubber out, and then just chopping them down again, because obviously it's faster to get lots of saplings and keep replanting with bone meal than to actually wait for the rubber on the trees to respawn. You can actually automate this. It costs quite a few diamonds to get the machines built initially though, so I'll probably show you that in a later video and how to set that up. So that's that. But what I'm doing here with the wood is putting it into a chest here. And I've got a steam engine, which very cheap to create. You just need a bit of redstone, but they're very, very cheap, and I recommend you start with these. And a switch to turn that on and off, but I always leave it on. It won't explode. And that is pumping the wood, as you can see, out of the chest. And where's it going? Well, what it does is it pumps up along this wire and into the back of this top furnace here, which we can see in a sec. So yeah, just fast forwarded a little there, you can see the nice line of rope coming in. Normally what I'd do here is I'd spend, I don't know, a good 10-15 minutes or whatever just farming the rubber trees really until I run out of bone meal, get as many as I can, and just stock this up so I've got a ton of wood in here going all the time. And that way it really sees the production. But you can see it's now going to this furnace here, and I've got some charcoal already in here, and what this does in this furnace is turns rubber wood into normal wood. Once that's done, it's piped down into this next furnace, and this one here turns the wood into charcoal, as you see here in a sec. And that then gets piped into this chest here. And this process is actually completely renewable, and you will make gains on it. It uses up less charcoal than it creates, so it's always a plus. But what you might want to think about is, well, actually, I don't want to bother with the two-part process. It's a bit slow, and I agree, it is a bit slow. So what I've done over here is I've set up another tree farm. This one here just pumps straight into that second furnace. It does travel quite a long distance, but that's from here. And again, it's another redstone engine. So as I was saying, it's another redstone engine here with just a basic switch, and this will pump from this chest right up to the furnace. And the benefit of this sort of thing is, because obviously we've got the instant logging on this server, so you can just go up to a load of trees, chop them all down. And I do actually plan on just replanting the entire area really with any saplings I get. And eventually there will be an automated tree farm here, which I will again feature in one of the later videos, but at the moment it's just a bit expensive to set up, so I'm just sticking with the cheap machines for now. But yeah, you can come here, and you can actually put all types of wood into this chest. It doesn't matter that it's mixed or not, because if it gets to the other end of the pipeline it can't enter the furnace, it'll just go back again. So it'll go back and forth until all the wood of that type's been used up, and then it'll go into the next type, etc, etc. So there's no need to sort it out at all, which is really nice, really. So that's where my charcoal income's coming from. So yeah, you're probably wondering, well, Zelda, what are you doing with all the charcoal? And that is a good question. What I've got down here is another couple of cheap machines, and these are mining wells. Now mining wells, again, something you can find in here. Really easy to make. You just need 4 iron for that, 6 iron for that, so it's 10 iron, 13 iron and a redstone to make one of these. And these really are a great time saver, and I'll talk about those in a second. So yeah, we're back with the mining worlds here, and I'll turn these off a sec because they're actually done, there's nothing coming out of them. But you can just leave them on. So if I mine, just destroy these, and grab these wells. And this is what you'll initially start off with. You've got your wells and a couple of steam engines. And you switch. So yeah, you'll be left with some machines at the start. You've got your mining wells, you've got your steam engines, and hopefully you've got a bit of coal or charcoal with you. Doesn't really matter which. So you pop these down on the ground, where you've got some ground left. Engines, right next to those. And it doesn't take a lot to power them really, just a little bit of coal will do. Though you can use electric engines, which I'll display in a minute and show you how those work. And you want to have piping that comes from the top of them. Press to turn them on. And they'll start mining down to bedrock, as you can see that they've done here on these previous ones. You can see the miner start to get to work. And at the top, we'll pop anything it digs out. Now the what I've got here is pipes run into one to save on piping, and this is an iron piece of pipe, which is 2 iron and a piece of glass, and you can edit this with a wrench to decide which way the blocks will move. So one will go, and this one they'll both go into this section and not this pipe. Before I edited it they were going back and forth and popping out everywhere, so you do need to get one of these if you want to save any piping. But I mean, you don't even have to have them piping very far, you can literally have them at the back of your house if you really want. I just didn't want to mine any of the basalt. But yeah, this is really handy, it's another innovation, and these mine until they're completely done. And they will pump into some chests that I've got set up over here. So this is sort of the output of some of the mining machines before they dig anything, diamond, redstone, you know, the entire lot. So it's really good to get these set up, and they're so cheap you could literally have like 10 of them on the go or something. So that's that. It's one of the last things I want to show you is electricity generation. And what I've opted for is wind power. I've played around with a lot, I've played around with water, I've played around with geothermal, and I find wind power is one of the easiest. So what's set up here is wind turbine. I think it's called a windmill in this, which is made out of a generator and 4 iron. And generators can be made in a couple of ways, but they're not very expensive either way really. It takes about 9 or 10 iron or so and a bit of tin with redstone. So as soon as you've got some tin, redstone and iron, you should be making these generators. And this is the copper wiring which I showed you in the last video, and these go into bat boxes, which are made out of batteries and wood. So these are really cheap, and these turbines will charge the boxes. And you can have multiple boxes on the same turbine, and just leave them on overnight and these will charge up and won't explode, which is really nice. Example of something you want to use electricity for is this machine downstairs, which I mentioned a little bit in the first video. But this is the macerator, and this is possibly one of the best things ever to be invented. What it does is you take whatever you want to put in there. I've got iron ore in there at the moment, and it would turn it into dust. So I've got iron dust from iron ore, and you get 2 dust per 1 ore. But if I now put this dust in here, it actually turns that into iron, so you're effectively doubling your output. And it doesn't just work for iron either, you can use it on copper, tin, gold, silver, and anything else that you find. I'm not sure about diamonds, I've not tried it on that yet, and I don't really want to try it initially, but I will get back to you on that one. But these, again, not that expensive to make, but as soon as you can make one you should, because it will double anything you pick up ore-wise, so that's really useful. So we've got the mining, we've got the ores, we've got wood, and we've got charcoal, and so there's only one thing that we're not covering, and that's hunger. And I'll talk about that next time, where we'll look at the farming, and I'll also look at a bit more sophisticated machinery than I've seen in this one, as well as some sorting pipes. So remember to like, comment and subscribe if you like this one, and drop any ideas for the next video in the comments. Thanks all, see you next time.